The jury verdict was announced on June 12, 2023, after a 7-week trial in Multnomah County Circuit Court. The jury found that PacifiCorp, an electric utility owned by Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway, was liable for gross negligence and creating a nuisance by failing to shut down power lines during a severe windstorm on Labor Day weekend. The windstorm caused damaged power lines to spark or start fires in 4 different locations in Oregon. The Santiam Canyon Fire, the Echo Mountain Fire, the South Obanchain Fire, and the 242 Fire. These fires merged into a massive blaze that killed 9 people, destroyed more than 5,000 homes and structures, and burned approximately 1.22 million acres of land. The jury awarded more than $73 million in compensatory damages to 17 plaintiffs who sued PacifiCorp for their property losses. The jury also applied its liability finding to a larger class of thousands of other plaintiffs who claimed similar damages from the fires. The total amount of damages for the class members will be determined in later court proceedings and could exceed $1 billion. PacifiCorp said it plans to appeal the verdict and argued that it did not act negligently or cause the fires. It said that power shutoffs were not necessary based on the information it had at the time and that the plaintiffs did not prove that its equipment was the source of ignition for the fires. The verdict was hailed as historic by the plaintiffs' lawyers, who said it paves the way for holding PacifiCorp accountable for its role in the devastating wildfires and for compensating the fire victims for their losses. One of the most shocking outcomes of the Oregon wildfires was the massive amount of damages awarded to 17 homeowners who sued PacifiCorp for physical and emotional harm. These homeowners claimed that the utility company was negligent and reckless in failing to shut off its power lines during the extreme windstorm that sparked the fires. They also accused PacifiCorp of destroying evidence and shifting blame to its frontline workers. The jury agreed with the plaintiffs and found PacifiCorp liable for causing 4 of the wildfires that burned thousands of properties and killed 9 people. The jury awarded each homeowner between $3 million and $5.5 million, depending on the extent of their losses and suffering. The total amount of compensatory damages for these 17 plaintiffs was more than $73 million. But this was not the end of PacifiCorp's legal troubles. The jury also applied its liability finding to a larger class of fire victims, who said their properties were damaged by the same 4 fires. This class included nearly 2,500 property owners, who could seek damages in excess of $1 billion. The jury also left open the possibility of punitive damages, which could further increase PacifiCorp's financial liability. These verdicts were a huge blow to PacifiCorp, a subsidiary of Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway. The utility company said it would appeal the jury's decision and that it was confident it would prevail. It also said it sympathized with the fire victims and that it was committed to preventing future wildfires. However, these words may not be enough to convince the public and the regulators that PacifiCorp is a responsible and reliable provider of electricity. The Oregon wildfires have exposed the risks and challenges that electric utilities face in a changing climate and a growing demand for power. PacifiCorp may have to pay a high price for its alleged negligence and misconduct in one of the worst natural disasters in Oregon history.